Yeah, that one got cracked last time.
You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. As you guys know, previous episode I battled the 7520 with the condenser. Yeah. So now that it's daytime, I'll give you guys an idea. Like, this one looks pretty good. It's clean through it. Like right here it's dirty and there's hole. They put the 2 holes. That's where the dryer mounts to. But just can't blow anything through it. So I guess we'll give it another try, and then we got to reevaluate what we're gonna do here and go from there. But still can narrow up the tires on that, put the wedge in, put the hood on, put the panels on. That's all good stuff. We got to leave the roof off, put the drawbar on, maybe even put the blade on. We'll see where we get to today. But appreciate you guys watching and joining along. Okay, put this fancy end I got made up for, I don't remember why, but and I was able to get it cleaned out a good bit. I got airflow through everything. I don't know, throw it back up, see what we got. I'm not fully convinced that this is gonna work, but I was able to blow a lot of air through, going both ways on that. And I just put a vacuum on it, and I disconnected. That would be the high side, and I only had vacuum on coming in on the low side, so it pulled the vacuum all the way through everything to that, so that's at least a good sign. But I don't know if when it pressurizes, if it's gonna push something in the bad place. So Mitchell O'Neill from Vermont, good guy there, road mechanic and whatnot, he believed that the compressor probably failed, put metal into there. But I don't know, maybe it just had a bunch of junk in it and stuff like that, and we worked it through. I don't know, some stuff came out of it. They're into the 3rd cut. Pretty good stuff. A little dry in some spots on the top. I know we put a few loads in, but that's pretty good quality. I'll have to let you know when we get the sample back. We did send it out, but I believe he probably got it on Friday, and we'll get it tomorrow. Yanko's been out here partying it up. What have you been doing all day? He did get his eye cut the other day, but doesn't seem to bother him. Let me see it. Right there. You look good though. It's healing up. It's healing up. What have you been doing? What have you been eating? That's the bigger thing. Yeah. Well, I might as well dig in to getting this one rolling basket straightened out. Well, that has a vacuum on it, because I got one that's bent, and I do have the login so I can order parts and things like that. And we got to get some springs, got to get all the rocks out, but this one's bent, so we'll take it off, we'll straighten it out. Same with the other side. That's bent in. I see there's the crack up in the top, so we'll make it straight, which we got a good reference to work against. Probably heat it up, but once the basket's out of there, it should move pretty good. And as far as this, I don't know, they did an okay job. Not great, but if this all works, I'll get a new arm. They're not too bad. Well, yeah, some springs and that straightened out, and then yeah, you can see on that one where Yanko is. Hey, get out from underneath there. That one's bent. Then we gotta get all these rocks out of it. Yeah, there was comments on like the rocks and stuff like that. They literally got it in on trade and parked it out back and never did anything with it, so that's why it had rocks in it. I'm not too worried. These things are actually pretty simple. 3 bolts each side. Comes right out. You can work on everything. Yeah, we're just gonna have to get that straight. A little heat, a little hammer. That side probably just a little straight. It just got bent. I do see the cracked weld up in the top here. Due to it probably pulled itself in. So right there it's cracked, but we'll straighten her out, re-weld her, and then it should be good. So I appreciate Seth Ulmer, who we went down and saw that grows tomatoes and everything. He actually told me part numbers, everything beforehand, said make sure you have some spares. They're good to have. And I guess the newer ones are updated, they're bigger, but that's all part of it. I do see that's cracked right there. So we'll probably go around and weld anywhere that has a crack. I love it when a plan comes together. I love it. We'll have to see how straight that is, but check that out. Yep. Tucked right back in. We'll reinforce all that weld. I can get, what I saw on the pricing was like, this middle piece was like $370. So if this works, if it acts up, then I'll just get the whole piece. But like you start adding up, I'm like, okay, so I could get that. We'll get that arm. So we're at like 500. Never mind, I do got to get some parts here. So I could quickly get to like $1,000, like real quick. So, but to be honest, when I'm said and done, before the seeder goes on, I'll have like $4 grand into this thing. So yeah. $4 grand. That includes the fuel to go get it. So not too bad if you ask me. Well, I need 6 of these to put that basket back on. I did weld this roller with any cracks, or basket with any cracks. I still got to straighten this, but I need it on the ground because it spins every time I try to move it. Put it back together, put a little bit of weld between it, and it will be good. So this side might need a little bit of tweaking once we get the roller in, or the basket, wow, the basket in. This side I think is absolutely perfect. I think damn close to perfect. So I've got plenty of weld on there. It's not going to go anywhere. Reinforce this weld that they had here. I did start taking apart the spring, so that's cast inside of it, so I need 2 springs, one of the bracket pieces, and 1 bolt. So not too bad. We'll get that ordered on Monday, which that one goes there, and the springs hold the baskets down, and then we'll have to unfold it. Like, I'm missing this piece here. I'm not that worried. I'll probably weld that on. If we have one piece that's missing out of all of it, and yeah, it's got some rock damage to it, but for what we're gonna do, it's gonna be awesome. I hope. Thinking. So I still got a vacuum going on the 7520. The milk truck's here, so I figure since I need 6 of these, and I don't have any, and it's almost lunchtime, might as well go to the hardware store, get some lunch, get Yanko a tennis ball, get these, and then when I come back, throw the basket on, and then charge the AC in the tractor, see what goes on there, and probably put the wheels on, put the wheels, the hood, make it look like a tractor, because then everything's either in the cab or on the roof of the cab that needs to get done. And I thought about pulling the air seeder out and getting it home, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get today. So I ran over to Billerica, town over. Yeah, little did I know that they put back into effect mandatory masks. So I had to find something to cover my face with. And then, yeah, that's cool. What a, this country. And then had decided I'd stop at Wendy's for some lunch. I'm grabbing my parents some lunch. My father's running the screener, and well, I'm too tall to go through the drive-thru at Wendy's, but they closed the indoor seating because they don't have enough help, so you can't even go in and order. So I'm gotta pull up to the drive-thru and stand there and order far enough away so you don't rip their little roof thingy, height thingy off, and then gotta pull around, get out, walk over to the window, pay, walk to the next window and pay. I gotta say, everything's in the shitter right now. So the mandatory mask thing back, I consider that a encroachment of our freedom, but whatever. The mini loader had a fuel filter go bad, and I got one side on. The other side, the bearing's a little, well, it sits inside of it. The housing is crooked. You can see a little bit in there. Getting that on by myself was a challenge, but I did get it up there. Sit it down, had to tweak it, had to climb underneath, had to get it up, had to tweak it. So I just sprayed a bunch of PB Blaster all over it. Hopefully that will loosen up the housing. And then it just will turn, and yeah, we'll get that on. But in the meantime, might as well go back to the 7520. Yanko got a fresh ball. That is a nice tennis ball. Where'd you get that, O'Connor's? So let's go see what's going on over here. Now we're getting it, so I got it charging. It is taking refrigerant. Got like 2 pounds in it. So got a pound to go, pound and a quarter to go. Problem is, these fans not working. This doesn't, now we're cooling down. It was hot as can be after the dryer was hot as can be, so it builds pressure and then it doesn't cool. So got my mother's fan back out here. Don't tell her. Well, it's definitely cooling the evaporator there. So how it works is the panels are missing, so it's not working completely. This back one's your heater core. This front one's your evaporator that your AC refrigerant runs through. Then you get the fan. So you'd have your cover here and it would pull air across all of that. And then it would blow it out those 4 vents. But the thing that I'm struggling with this fan doesn't keep up, so this thing is hot all the way across. The dryer's warm. So I think it can take a little bit more refrigerant, but we are gonna have to check over it once we get those fans in, and we'll put those cab panels on so it works. That's good though. So over time it should neutralize itself across. The pressure should be the same on both sides, I believe. Well, got to figure out the wiring why that doesn't have it. So I'm gonna go finish the rolling baskets first. That's a good sign. So what I think went on last night when I pulled that other evaporator out, I was way too tired and messed around with it a little bit and it didn't go. But I think I was just leaking air by. I didn't have a good seal and it was 10 o'clock at night. So I'm glad that one works. The other one definitely is plugged and building pressure, so all part of it. But let's go yeah, finish that up. Yes, running rolling baskets in our ground is probably going to pick up some rocks in them, so I've been getting the ones out. This blue hammer with that pointy tip, that is lifesaver. So that and a pry bar I'm gonna have to mount on here because I got them all out. This is the last one, but I just crack them in half, they fall back out. Takes a little bit of finesse, but now we are all cleaned up. No more rocks in there. Looks pretty good actually. So we're set down, rocks out. Whew. yeah, I got a few spots that I'm probably gonna weld over this week. It's supposed to rain some, so maybe I'll back this up and get it done. But we'll see if we can go finish up some more on the 7520. Get the hood on, stuff like that. I need 2 people for the hood, at least 2 people. Little lubrication, away it goes. So with this, you got your 3 bolts on this side, 3 on the other side. You got your 2 wedge bolts. What I've got in the tendency of doing is loosen these halfway out and then tap those. The wedge bolts are usually locked in place. We're all the way in. We're all the way in. So, yeah. And tighten all that up. Then we'll throw tires on. Yeah, that one got cracked last time. New one. Yeah, they don't come in yellow. Well, what can I do? Slide that right in. Put some bolts in. Then we'll move it in. Put the hub on. Put the duals on. Little never sees. Just so we can be the Tin Man. Doesn't matter if you use that once or if you use it all day long. You're gonna be freaking covered in it. Wedge bolts jammed all the way in. Ended up cutting the other side off because I could not get it out as much as I heated. That one snapped off in it. Welded the other side, couldn't get it out. I actually had ordered 2 wedge bolts and I got the gear bolt, or the, yeah, I guess a gear adjuster bolt for that. I forgot I had the gear adjuster bolt. But I was gonna put the wedge bolts in. I don't really use the wedge bolts because, especially on the outside, they come off pretty easy. This was heated here because that bolt was bad. Always Loctite. If you've watched previous videos, you'll know I had to replace all of them. But, so I just cut that end of that wedge bolt off and the other one's just flush. Pain. Spent like an hour messing around with that. Yeah, it's gonna get dark. It's foggy though. It's like overcast foggy. It's only, what, 6:30? 6:30 on Sunday? Sunday the, what's today, the 29th? 29th. Almost done with August. Where has this summer gone? Struggle is real with these. So this axle tips in the front. So without like blocking one side completely or putting a bunch of jacks and jacking up, usually if I got the blade it works awesome. I'm on some wood, it's a little heavy, but I got it close. It's in the ring, but then it sinks that tire down. So this one's up in the air. I could try to let myself down a little bit. I think Andy and my brother are back. I got my headphones now. Usually I'm in a rush and I don't put headphones on, but putting these bolts on inside of here, even with the extension, all you can hear is ringing after. So yeah. Wow, this thing is,
I'm not an operator at all, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
all right, pick it up a little more. There you go. Now go back.
Backup camera, this thing's nice.
So these forks came on the mini skid. Go straight back, like over to there. Don't hit nothing. So these forks came on the mini loader. That's why we use them on this. We do have our other forks, but I'm just gonna have them push right down on this, pick the other side up, and then we'll be good. Go down. Good. Oh, there we go. Go down. Hold on. Someday I'll have the fancy tools. Till then, we'll make do. I told Andy I might need his help picking up the other side, but first try, haven't even spun it. I don't even think you guys can see it. It's dead on. I've never been that lucky for tires. Dead on. Don't even have to spin it, just flipped it right up in. 8 wheels on. We're looking good now. All done. Wow. It's got 4 wheels, Andy, in the front.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All 8 wheels back on, hood on, exhaust intake.
Heck yeah.
Solid. Well, I guess that's gonna probably do it for tonight. I guess we got some more to do tomorrow, so appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. We got more wrenching, more tillage work, more of Andy and my brother. Yeah, might as well. So appreciate it and have a good one.